It is day 9 of my 30 days of decluttering in January, and today didn't quite go to plan. I feel like there's a recurring theme for these declutters, but my plan had been to declutter under the stairs, which is quite a big project. However, I put my boys to bed, lay on their floor. I normally lay on their floor, wait for them to drift off to sleep, and then I come downstairs. So I woke up like an hour and a half after I had started putting them to bed on their floor, having fallen asleep on my side with a sore hip. So clearly I am tired. So I've had a nap and then made my way downstairs. By that time, it was like 10 o'clock at night. I was very tired, a bit peckish, made myself a cup of tea. I've eaten some prawn crackers and then realised I did not have enough time to declutter under the stairs. Now, I did have a couple of choices here. So I have my schedule for the areas I want to declutter this month, and I could pick an area which would take me less time, or I could just spend 15 minutes decluttering under the stairs and come back to it another day. But I know me, and if I'd started that project under the stairs, I'd have wanted to finish it, and then I've been going to bed at 1 a.m., which I have been doing way too often lately. So as it is now, I'm editing and doing the voiceover for this video, having done the declutter, because I know I've got a super busy day tomorrow and I will not have time. So I'm still up very late, but I am going to be asleep by midnight. So I chose to do basically the category of like mugs and glasses. However, where we keep our mugs and glasses, we also have some medication. I have medication as a separate topic for another day, but what I'm not really doing in this declutter is like going around the house finding all of one category to declutter. Like, we're not Marie Kondoing the house during these 30 days. I am tackling the area that I am choosing. So if that is predominantly mugs and glasses, I will just tackle the whole area, and anything else is in it. So I did this the other day when I did cleaning products, and I decluttered cleaning products in my utility room, and there's also crafts for my kids in there. So I just did the whole lot. And for me, that makes sense. You do whatever makes sense for you. If you want to follow along with my schedule, then you will find that in the communities tab on my YouTube channel, and also over on my Instagram page, which is Natty, NATTY_Rob, ROBB. So anyway, what I'm doing with this particular declutter is basically a shelf at a time. So taking everything out of one shelf, or not everything actually, almost everything, because if I get to the back of the shelf and I know 100% I want to keep everything at the back, there's no point taking it out. Taking most things out of each shelf, taking a look at them. So when it came to medication, checking to see if it is expired. I feel like with food, where it's like a few months out of date and it's a tinned food, like I'm pretty flexible. I know it's going to be okay. With medication, especially like medication for the kids, which is much of what you see here, some sticky stuff all over this. What is it with like Calpol's always leaking? But when it comes to kids' medication, I think there's just no point risking it. You don't want to find out that your paracetamol isn't actually doing the job and has weakened over time. So there was a little bit that was out of date here. And that was a good, easy win of stuff to get rid of. But I'm putting the medication back, and I want to try and reorganize a bit. So I found that at the top racks we have some like bottle racks, and there were a couple of bits there that weren't being utilized that were open. And then on the second shelf down, I have some plastic cups. So the plastic cups are those like reusable cups you get when you go to a theme park. They are, I think, both useful and equally annoy me. Recently took the kids to Drayton Manor theme park. Really like that theme park, but if you're getting a soft drink, you have to buy a reusable cup. But then you can't return the cup. So I like places where you can, if you pay a deposit for your cup and then you return it, they wash it and use it for another person. I'm absolutely fine with that. But where you have to buy the cup and then it's like a £1.50 a cup. And then it's like, oh, you get to keep a souvenir cup, but I don't want any more plastic cups. So when it came to Drayton Manor, we ended up putting our plastic cups in the recycling, which is so annoying because it also feels really wasteful. Like, I almost wouldn't mind if I could just give them back to them and they would reuse them, because then it wouldn't be a total waste. And I don't know, charitable donation for them or something. I don't care as long as they get used again. But having to put them in the bin very annoying. So we have some from Disney, and we have a few from some cricket matches that my husband has been to. And so they are handy to have a few of them, especially when you have 3 young kids like I do, because in the summer months, like when they want a cup of something outside, it can be handy having plastic cups that you don't mind if they get tipped over. We also do use their bottles. They have metal bottles that they use for their drinks, and I would say that mostly we use their bottles, but it's good, handy to have some cups. If you've got some kids around, you've got some friends around the summer, they are always handy. So I've moved those up to the top shelf, and that frees up some more of the space that we're using regularly. So these, or the middle shelf and the lower shelf, we are using every day. There are everyday cups and glasses. So we want to make sure that there's as much space as possible. So I had one glass, which is absolutely not my favorite, that I knew I wanted to declutter. So that was an easy one. And then I have some more like decorative glasses. They're all from IKEA. These blue ones and pink ones you can see there. They're from IKEA, but I just like them a lot more. If I have someone around, I'm going to use one of those. I always think, like, because I have a plain glass in front of it that I don't like, it stops me from using the ones that I actually do like. So anyway, we got rid of the one that I don't like. And when it came to mugs, I have a couple of mugs that are perfectly good, perfectly nice. I do not like them at all. Therefore, I do not use them. They sit at the back of the cupboard, and they are only used if my mum and stepdad come around. So I've decided to pass them on. And actually, it's quite sad because my folks cannot visit me anymore. They live a couple of hours drive away. And because my stepdad has become so poorly with a series of strokes that he had, and is now so disabled that he cannot travel for that length of time, so they are no longer able to visit our house. We visit them plenty, at least once every couple of months we go and visit them. So we're seeing them still, of course, but they haven't been to our house in such a long time, and that makes me really sad. And if they come around to my house, if I'm honest, we forget that we have special mugs for them. So it's not like we never expect to see them here again. But if they do come round, I generally just pull out the first 2 mugs in the cupboard and completely forget that at the back of the cupboard they have specific mugs. So they will not mind at all me passing these on. And again, we don't have loads of space in our kitchen. We have plenty of space in our kitchen. We have enough space in our kitchen for our family, but we have to be careful. I think mugs are one of those things that can end up having too many, because I don't know about you, but if I go on holiday somewhere, or I do like a nice pottery, and if there's some, an actual handmade mug, then, and my husband's the same, we do like it. And he's got some lovely mugs from Canterbury pottery, and I picked up one recently. We went on holiday to Ireland. I got chatting to the artist there, and it's it is a real skill to throw a pot, and I do like having some special pieces in there. So we use them, so it's absolutely fine as long as we're using them. But we have to be careful because I would probably have this whole cupboard just full of nice mugs if I could. But we absolutely cannot do that. So over on this right-hand side, we have more of our wine glasses and champagne flutes, and the kind of brown glasses that you see in the middle shelf. I use those pretty much every day, but otherwise we're not using everything so much in there. A little bit more medication. And I think in an ideal world where I've ended up with one whole shelf at the top with medication, probably. But also it made a bit more sense to keep some things lower down. So this cupboard is not accessible to my children. My children are not tall enough to get to it. I am standing on a step to do this. So, we feel safe having the medication that we do in there, that they can't get to it. And I think that is really important in general with medicines, that we keep them out of sight. And I have also made sure that I've rotated stuff so that if there's open medication and then we have a new one, we have the open one at the front. So do you know one thing that really annoyed me about this cupboard was I've got some cocktail sticks, which I use for baking. Basically, mostly I just use them for testing that cakes are cooked, or occasionally for the odd cleaning thing. And it annoyed me that aesthetically they just don't look very pleasing at the top middle bit of that shelf there, but that's the best space for them. So I might go back and revisit that and find another home for them. But here I'm just at that point now where I'm really like taking a really good look at the cupboard, because sometimes I feel like I declutter an area and then I go to edit the video later. When I'm watching the video, I think, why didn't I get rid of that? Why didn't I get rid of this? It's like almost like I can't see what is in front of me. So I wanted to make sure, like, actually take a moment to really look at it and think, is there anything else that I can part with from these cupboards? But there I am, pretty happy. So how it looks now, I don't think it looked too bad before, but I do think it looks a bit tidier now. We've got those plastic cups at the top where there was a gap. We've got the medication a bit more ordered. Glasses are looking good. I've had a bit of a rejig, moved some things around so that basically everything has a little bit more space than it had before, and it's not too crowded. The annoying cocktail sticks at the top, I'm telling you, they've got to be moved somewhere else. And then here is everything we've got rid of, which is quite a lot considering it's a relatively small cupboard. We've got these 2 mugs. They're very nice. I'll put them in the charity shop. Someone else will love them. Medication that's out of date, and the glass I don't like. I will see you in the next one. Bye.